Hello, you heard it here first. Meh. We've just been sitting here making noises for 15 fucking minutes as I try to work up the courage to, like, shed my demonic form. Also, as you guys can see, my acrylics have come off and I'm sad.
It's sad.
See, they can see because my fingers are nakeds. Nakeds. But Spirit will be helping me make them unnakeds eventually. Yes. But anyway, hello cryptids. I am not stalling. You're stalling.
I think you're stalling.
I think they're stalling. Oh, I should actually speaking of stalling, remind me to fix the 102 cryptids because now that it's 3 digits, the 2 and the K overlap.
Oh no.
So remind me after the stream to fix that.
But it's right, speaking of, over our break, we jumped over the 100 cryptids mark.
What? We did?
Aren't we so lucky?
What? We have cryptids?
Cryptids.
We have people who follow us? This is news to me. But no, thank you. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna do a big thing. It's a very, very big step. Biggie steppy. To show you guys how much I appreciate it. For you see, there will be new stuff on channel. So can I get like somebody to like do dramatic shit like a drum roll or the little applause noise or something, cause I need. Yeah, 10 2K cryptids. Perfection. Thank you. That is exactly what I wanted. Well, if you guys are ready, you ready? Okay, I guess we're doing this.
We're ready.
Oh man, I guess we're doing this. Hello. Hi. This is my human form. Hello. It is still cryptic, but I am fleshy. And people-like.
Fleshy and people-like.
As you can see, it even changes my bone structure. I look much different, but it's fine. I still wear the cosplay. It's fine. So, I feel brave.
So brave.
Yes. And by the way, my hair isn't actually this length. Oh, you're stealing my makeup. You're stealing it? Like right off my face. That's a little bit rude. But this isn't actually my normal hair length. This is just, because I'm in the Michael outfit. But whenever you guys see me in human form in the future, I will potentially have my normal hair. So, yeah. So what we thinking? You guys want me to stay like this? You want me to change back? You have any preferences? I still need to make a fucking command for people to toggle it, but, I forgot to do that earlier today. Not because I was nervous or anything. Of course not.
Oh look, you got your nails done in the process.
So yes, it's complicated. It's complicated. We don't talk about it. Like I said, my entire fucking structure changes. It's unexplainable. I just go crickly crack, and I'm like this. I can also crack the way back, but I just shifted. I don't feel like doing it again. It is not a very fun experience. Magic. All right, we ready for game? Game. Oh, and yes, if you want 50% off your first box, sign up with the factor with our thing. Do the thing, please. Helpful. Thank you. Alright, I have to be the one to load the save, yes?
Yes.
I'll load the save.
You load save while I panic for just a second.
Why are you panic?
I need to bring up a list of names of people.
Oh yes, the name list.
Not Danganronpa.
This is not Danganronpa.
This does not look like Danganronpa.
Ooh. We haven't completely cut through the darkness yet. An Arctic wind blows past me. At the same time, I'm gripped with an overwhelming urge to break down into tears. Perhaps this is the solitude that she felt for so long. I have to face this. I have a responsibility to her to do so. And I have to atone for being such a misguided fool all those many years ago, convinced that I was doing the best. The best.
Look at that, an achievement we've done anything.
Achievement, we've done fucking nothing.
Done fuck all.
Oh, actually, I just realized that that's right with PC games, where I've currently got the thing will block achievement, so boom. Boom.
Boom, boom.
Oh, to question mark.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, guys, who do we think is talking here? A. Michael. B. Cryptic. Or C. The witch.
Where's the witch?
No, it's not the child. That was not an option.
It's an option now.
Spoiler, all the things are wrong. As we can see.
Yes, I see that.
Yes. Do you have the controller? Are you ready? Are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
You ready to go?
D, your maw.
Your maw.
Your maw. This is my tale, and the maid's tale. I am confused. Are you sure this was me?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Because Michael would not call her a foolish, naive girl anymore. He's grown past that.
Okay. I see.
Actually, wait. I think this is her. If not, it's a woman anyway.
A tale of a foolish, naive girl. Looking back on it now, I'm ashamed of everything.
Yes, it's definitely the maid.
But I will tell you my story in its entirety without embellishments. I ask that you please not let go of my hand.
I can't believe you made me doubt myself.
I was confused.
Well, it's because before she was the maid, she was Giselle.
Oh,
she is the maid, but the maid is not all she is.
I see. The only things the knights left behind were a garment and a large pool of your blood. Blood had seeped into the fabric, and it was beginning to dry. When I clenched it in my hand, it made soft crackling sounds. You forgetting things.
Content warning. Read the thing. It's content warning. Content warning.
Content warning.
Yeah, we completely forgot the content warning. I am so sorry, guys.
Oh,
This game includes graphic depictions of violence, torture, murder, domestic and child abuse, suicide, sexual assault, rape, psychological manipulation, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, themes centered on religion, racism, bigotry, and other troubling topics. Door 6 includes psychological manipulation, memory loss, attempted poisoning, suicide, and cannibalism. There. I've not forgotten anymore.
No.
Listen, I was just very self-absorbed in like the people are gonna like see my hideous human weirdness.
It's okay.
I feel like my human form is so squished. Like I am taller, and like my face is taller, and like everything is taller in my demon form. I just feel like I've been squished when I am in human form, and I'm very self-conscious. Okay.
It's okay, V. It's okay. I'm sorry your laptop broke.
What? It broke? Like how broke? Is it fixable?
Is it like properly broke, or is it?
Is it broke, or is it just fallen on hard times and needs a little bit of money to get by? Needs to do a little bit of OnlyFans to pay the bills.
Oh, well, hopefully it gets fixed soon.
At least it's fixable. That's always good.
That's good.
Whenever my computers have broken in the past, it's always been more expensive to fix them than it has been to replace them. So.
Michael, there's no point in a life without you. You know that, right? Have a wonderful family. You know I can't do that. Hey, Michael, answer me. Come back to me. I don't care if it's as a ghost. I just need you here with me. Come back to me. Talk to me about nothing and about everything. Be irritated with me when I do something stupid. Scoff at me whenever I tell a bad joke. Trounce me in chess again. Put your arms around me one more time. Come on. I'm begging you.
All the shots.
2 free wellness
The
shots.
2 free wellness shots is gonna get me every fucking time. She's sitting here fucking cradling a blood-soaked piece of fabric, and it's like 2 free wellness shots for life.
I'm glad you can get it back by Saturday at the latest. That's good. 2 free wellness shots. If you won't come back to me, then I'll go to you.
I actually really enjoyed my wellness shot. Like, I was very scared of it because it had algae in it. I was like, that's scary, but it was mostly lemon flavored, so I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself because they don't help us.
It was a little too spicy for him. The cayenne one was just a little spicy.
A little too spicy for me.
He was like, "This is a spicy drink." I said, "Yeah, that was why I went with the algae drink, because I was afraid of the spicy."
It was just there was more cayenne in it than I thought there was gonna be, and then I tried Cryptic's one and I was like, no, you can have it back.
Yeah, he was like, no, the algae texture is a little bit weird, and I'm like, it's fair. It's fair.
Algae no agree with me.
It's fine. The algae agree with me.
It's agree with you, but not with me.
I did like it. I'll look forward to more.
No.
No.
I don't care if that's not what you wanted for me. This world without you is meaningless.
Do you need me to tell you this is?
Is it who I think it is?
It's probably who you think it is.
Dying won't guarantee you get to see him again.
He figured it out.
I figured that out. V so wellness shots are good but spicy.
Hey, like, one of them is spicy. We're not sure about the other one because we only got 2 free wellness shots, so we only tried 2.
2 free wellness shots.
2 free wellness shots. But I really liked the lemon algae celery one. Like, it just tasted like lemon, and supposedly it's good for me. So, yeah.
Meh.
I like it. It's fine. I had to not get overwhelmed by the fact that it was bright green. Like, that took me a minute. I'm like, if I don't look at it, and then I tried it, I was like, okay, never mind, I can look at it. It's good.
Mine was a pretty colour. I liked the colour of mine. Didn't like the taste of it, but I liked the colour.
His was like the color of a freshly ripened tangerine on a summer day, and it was too spicy though. I was scared of it. I smelled it and I'm like, oh, I can smell the spice.
The emotional music in the background and we're like, 2 free wellness shots.
But it's fine. If you like spicy, you'll like it.
Yeah.
The only spicy I like is the hot chip and lye, and even that's a little too hot for me, so.
Not the hot chip and lye. He spends all this time refusing to talk to me, and when he finally does, he begs me to save his love. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Rather disappointing, to be honest. Who are you? Where are you? Quite daft, aren't you? Within these walls, I am everywhere. And you've heard of me before.
I wonder if the 50% off your first box counts for the box that Michael's gonna have to be put in. Oh! I'm sorry, intrusive thoughts. Had to say it, or it wasn't gonna leave me alone.
Jeez.
It's fine, I know something you don't know, which makes what I said a lot worse.
Cryptic.
Come on, you guys come to the channel for the dark humor.
What? I have no... Heavens, you are slow. Is that pretty head of yours only for decoration?
She is in mourning, leave her alone.
Oh, what? But there's no one else. You might be thicker than these walls, my dear. Although, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never did believe anything Michael said about me. You thought he was going mad. This is brilliant. No, there's no way. It can't be. The cursed witch, Morgana? Oh, you even know my name, do you? It would appear my legend has survived longer than I expected. I suppose I should thank all the humans who passed it down for me. You actually exist? I most certainly do, my dear. As I recall, you don't believe in the supernatural, do you? But it's hard to deny when that very witch is talking to you right this moment. That was a lot of syllables all in one go.
Lots of syllables.
Lots of syllables.
It's like alphabet soup.
Worse. It gets worse.
What? It gets worse?
What do you mean, what? You're the one that said it gets worse.
I always say it gets worse.
Unbelievable.
That's like my catchphrase with this game. And you know the if you get the factor box, you can get 2 of the cayenne pepper shots, and I would be very interested in hearing if you're able to chug them all in one go. I'd be very interested in hearing if it's possible.
Cryptic is Gizmo now.
What?
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 How am I Gizmo? What'd I do? Is this because I'm avoiding heats? Because I am not. Look at me, I'm wearing a coat.
You're avoiding heat. How did you?
How am I Gizmo? What?
What?
My brain don't work, okay?
I called him Gizmo? Did I call you Gizmo?
Maybe. I didn't even process it.
I didn't mean to call you Gizmo.
It's fine, I did it to Nagito all the time. I'm like, Gizmo, Nagito, stop it.
Let's go through all the names first before you get the right one. Like, Gizmo, stop, Nagito.
I used to think it was so fucking annoying when Lawrence does it, but you know what, now I get it. I understand. It's one of the few behavioral things that Lawrence had that I can excuse.
One of the only things.
One of the only things.
Michael was not even slightly mad, my dear. I told him he was better off without his sanity, but he refused to listen. He wasn't deranged. His surroundings were. His environment, the people around him, his whole world. Can you imagine how dreadful that must have been? To be the only sane resident in a world gone utterly mad. It's a miracle he managed to keep his head. Remember what you said just before he died, my dear? You said it was all in his head. You said he couldn't tell the difference between illusion and reality. You said he had long since gone insane. Shouted it at the top of your lungs. No, that's not what I meant. Oh, poor Michael. If only you'd believed him about the witch. I feel bad for you too, though. You have my pity. What did you ever do to deserve this? Oh, and just to be perfectly clear, I played no part in either your or Michael's misfortune. The only force to blame for that is fate. You were a good, honest, joyful, lovable woman. And look at how the world treated you. May I ask you something?
No.
Was it you who sealed me in the tower? Yes, it was. That was what Michael wanted. Once I told him I would grant his wish, so I did as he asked. Though it looks like that ended up causing you even more pain.
I feel like she wouldn't have done it. She wouldn't have done it if it would have caused less pain.
No.
Like, something just tells me that if it would have actually made anyone happier, she wouldn't have done it.
No. So if you only shots.
Michael needs those right about now.
So, you're planning to die? Are you hoping to reunite with him in heaven? That plan's destined to fail from the outset, my dear. God teaches us that suicide is a sin and you'll go to hell for it. Then, I will not kill you. Why not? Because I swore to Michael that I would save your life. Poor Giselle. If you have any other wish, I'll be happy to grant it. I can't bear to see you so miserable. A wish? You have but a single desire right now, to see him once more. Isn't that right, Giselle? Are you saying you can make that happen? You'll bring him back to life for me?
Maybe she can, maybe she can't. What are you, a cop?
The forces of life and death are outside of my realm. That is God's territory, or the angels. However, I can guarantee you this. His reincarnation, no, his reconstruction. His reconstruction? Yes, you can meet him again. Not in this life, but in some future life. Just imagine it. finding your beloved again after overcoming so much tragedy. 10, 20, maybe 100 long years from now, you'll finally be reunited. Doesn't that sound marvellous? True, unparalleled love in its purest form. What do you think? Just because you can bring his soul back doesn't make it Michael. I want to be with him. That brusque, impenetrable, slightly immature, but gentle as a butterfly man. The man who sincerely, deeply loved me.
It's like, is this a compliment? Is this an insult? Only time will tell.
If it's the same soul in a different body, can you still call him my Michael? Oh, my apologies. You beat me to the punchline. And you did so with such ardor that you threw me off balance. You're exactly right. The idea that if your love is strong enough, you can both be reborn and have exactly the same relationship is utter fairy tale nonsense. You must be the same people to have the same love. Which is why I am not promising his rebirth or reincarnation, but his reconstruction. Your wish can become reality, Giselle. As long as you wish for it with all your heart, it can come true. I'll wish for his reconstruction as well. You have a witch asking to make this happen, my dear, so you can be confident that it'll bear fruit. And you wish for him to remain as himself. If he truly loves you and he too wishes to reunite with you, your wish shall be granted. Will you really wish with me? I most certainly will, my poor, pitiful, dear Giselle. I shall offer up my most heartfelt prayers for you. I'll wish for it. Until the moment of my death, I'll keep wishing for us to be reunited as the same people. I can't guarantee your reconstruction, though. What? I only said I guaranteed his. Michael's is the only reconstruction I will wish for.
You bitch!
How dare! 2 free wellness shots.
One for you, one for
ask
Michael.
for yours. Why not? You're not looking at a benevolent wish-granting goddess or an angel with a magic bow and arrow. You're looking at a cursed witch. Then how am I to be with her again? I can offer you but one option that will allow you to reunite with your reconstructed Michael. Tell me, what do I have to do? You must live. Here, with me. Live with you? What do you mean? It was Michael who resurrected me, but he could not serve as my guide. I have work to do, but I cannot do it alone. I need a guide to assist me. Because as you can see, I have no body. 2 free wellness shots are gonna have to stay even after the sponsorship is over.
Yeah. Hey, Factor should just eternally sponsor me, just so I can use the 2 free wellness shots constantly.
2 free wellness shots.
2 free wellness shots.
If this house did not exist in this world, then perhaps I might be able to give myself form. My soul's form. I don't understand anything you're saying. You don't need to understand. All I need from you is for you to show your utmost hospitality to the people I'm expecting to show up at this mansion someday. Entertain your guests? That's right, my dear. Michael isn't the only one whose reconstruction I'm wishing for. There are others. Several heinous sinners. So, I want you to serve as a maid and watch over them when they arrive. And until then, keep the house in good condition. What? What are you scheming? Is that something you truly need to know, my dear? All you need to do is wish. Pray for the day your beloved appears before you again.
I feel like it is something she needs to know, but I don't feel like it's something that would change what she ends up answering, so...
For the day he wraps his arms around you once more. One word, Giselle. That's all I require. Do you want to see him again? Do you want to hear his voice again? I can promise you you'll have your happiness back. What reason is there to hesitate? There isn't one. Or are you simply going to give up? I wonder what would happen if you said no. If you disappear from this world, how will Michael react when he comes back? Will he be sad, angry, or will he forget about you and fall into the arms of another woman? No, he can't. Then make up your mind. Will you come with me, Or will you throw it all away? I... If I had given it a little thought, I would have realised she was manipulating me. That she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. But I believed her. I accepted her proposition. As unbelievable as it sounded, my desire for it to be real overpowered everything. It was impossible not to grasp at the straws she was dangling in front of me. That was all I could do at the time. The witch's voice also had an inexplicable power to it. It made me believe, as outrageous as it was, that she really could bring you back, reconstruct you. Maybe because I had seen her turn the door into an immovable wall. Or maybe because I had heard a disembodied voice. But I don't think those are enough to explain it. My guess is she had me under her spell. That was the moment I became the maid. But I assure you, I was at that point still the same Giselle you knew and loved. The sound of rain never seems to stop. Am I hallucinating it, maybe? From the moment I lent my ear to the witch's sweet temptations, the mansion underwent an unimaginable transformation. No light shone through the windows, despite them still being unobstructed. Not morning, day, or evening. In fact, the concepts of morning, day, and evening did not seem to exist. The darkness resembled that of when the windows had all been sealed off, but there was something more fundamentally unreal about it, like it was hovering over a vast, all-consuming abyss with a constant haze of malice. I felt like I had been cast into some unknown realm, and that was why there was nothing beyond the windows. And the house was not the only thing that underwent changes. I too was no exception. In the blink of an eye, all my basic human urges vanished. I stopped feeling hungry, and I no longer needed sleep. Naturally, I was bewildered by what was happening to me, what I was turning into. I think I'll take a look around. Maybe there'll be other changes.
Oh, you know how I told you that we'd be able to do the store in one evening?
Mm-hmm.
Did I neglect to tell you you were going to be talking almost the entire time?
Yeah.
Oops.
So I meandered through the mansion's halls. My original intent was to explore the entire house, but I found myself drawn toward one room in particular. That's right, your bedchamber. There was no light, not a trace of colour remaining in your chambers, but the bed was the same shape, the walls the same texture, the curtains the same design as when you had been alive. Michael, I'm praying, I'm always praying, that someday we'll meet again. Oh, there's something hidden under the bed. What could it be? It's that painting. I never did get to ask why he got so angry about me seeing this. I'm sure it's something he didn't want to be reminded of. Perhaps having to do with his family. I was right not pressing him about it. What? Ah! What the... Did the painting just smirk at me? Oh God. Ah! Oh jeez, Giselle, what are you doing, tripping over yourself? It was just that accursed witch messing with your head. No need to get spooked over a tasteless prank. When I stumbled, I guess I knocked the drawer open. There's something inside. Letters, it looks like. I shouldn't touch these, they're not mine.
But they were left there for you to touch, Giselle. They were left there to tempt you.
Dun dun dun. I want something of Michael's to have. Something to remember him by. His letters would be in his handwriting. They would contain his words. Please forgive me, Michael. I don't mean you any ill will, but I'm going to take these. I must say there are an impressive number of... Ah! What on earth? It's like someone dumped an inkwell on every page. But why? Was this the witch's doing too? Yeah, it has to be. It must have been her. It definitely wasn't you, Michael. Was it? Dot, 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 dot. 2 free wellness shots. I'll stop doing that eventually.
It's fine. I was the one that started it, remember?
The front door. I wonder what it's like outside. I can't get it open. What's going on? The bar isn't set, but it won't budge an inch. It's just like up in the tower.
I was just about to say she's already seen the witch do this once.
Why is it surprising you, Giselle? I know the windows. They should open, then I can... What's going on here? What the hell is going on? It's like there's an invisible wall in front of the window. My hand won't go any further. This is rich. What else can I do but laugh? What in the world? This is madness. Hurry up, Michael. Return to me. Then get me out of here. Please get me out of here. I had no idea how to explain anything that had happened to the mansion, but it was clear enough that I was imprisoned within its walls. I was all alone in a nebulous sphere of bleak darkness, and beyond its walls lay void. This is Sparta! The layout of the house remained unchanged, but I felt as though I had wandered into a twisting labyrinth. I could cry, but there was no one there to soothe me. All it did was provoke her disembodied cackling, which she followed with, "You chose this, my dear, so you need to hold yourself together and keep wishing." My only real pastime was cleaning. I dusted the same corners again and again, swept the same floors, polished the same dishes. One day I decided I would read the books left in the library. Despite there being more than 100 volumes, I finished every one of them in what felt like no time at all. My life was a never-ending cycle. Day in, day out, day in, day out. The house had no visitors. No one, rather nothing at all, set foot upon the property. I am struggling today.
And this is like the worst possible day for you to struggle, isn't it?
Uh-huh. There were no signs of other life whatsoever there. No birds singing in the morning, no cats sunbathing in the garden, no mice scurrying about the kitchen, no creepy crawly insects. Yes, dog of wisdom has returned. There was nothing. It's spory. Sporo. Spory.
Sport.
Sport.
Sport is like the Palma knockoff of you.
Well, welcome to KrypticSpirits.
I don't know why sport got me so bad.
There was nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that broke the long stretches of silence was her voice. Tell me, was she kind to you? Was she friendly and courteous? Because she was quite harsh when she spoke to me. Spirit.
You got there eventually, you got there eventually.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
Sport.
Sport. These were the kinds of things she was always saying to me. He didn't show up today, did he, my dear? Are you still praying, my dear? Do you think he'll actually come, my dear? Not as fed up. I'm still wishing, just like I promised, my dear.
I mean, I feel like that was laid quite out for us at the beginning of the stream when Nuts like, fuck Florida. Goodbye.
Yeah, not as fed up with a lot of things. You know why he hasn't come for you, my dear? Because perhaps he doesn't actually love you as much as you thought. My dear, My dear. My dear. Have you lost your mind yet?
Oh, your state of being, I see.
I see. Not his rage. Yes. Shut up! I've had enough. I'm done with you. Enough. Please, enough already. Oh, what's got you so worked up? You love to talk, don't you? So why not have a nice little chat with me? This is not a chat. Maybe not in your mind, my dear. You seem to think chatting only constitutes conversations you enjoy. But I don't think the word's usage needs to be so restricted personally. You're just getting off on watching me squirm. Oh, not at all. You'll have all my best wishes if he ever does show up for you. Oh, so scary. If you're making that face when he shows up. He might not even recognize you. What? You haven't looked in a mirror recently, have you? Go on then, my dear. See just how frightful you've become. No. The witch was right. I looked nightmarish. My face was pale and lifeless, my eyes hollow, my cheeks sunken, heavy bags beneath my eyes. My hair had lost its sheen. She needs to free wellness shots. My hair had lost its sheen, and it grew wildly. I was quickly losing everything that made me recognisable as me, and the thought sent a shiver down my spine. No, this isn't me. This is some kind of trick. You're trying to deceive me. Baseless accusations. You really must stop blaming the people every time something doesn't turn out the way you want, my dear. But, my face was more what? More expressive, more cheerful, brighter, rosier. You're right. You were never this gloomy, were you? Right, I wasn't. I was always more cheerful than this. Naive girl. Could you be any more narcissistic? Huh? What you're looking at is, undeniably, exactly what you look like now. Time did not do that to you, nor did I. The negative energy oozing from within you is what's causing you to take on this form. Did you think you didn't have any dark, ugly emotions inside you?
Gee, I wonder where the negativity came from, Morgana.
I wonder, Morgana. Did you believe you would always be able to smile no matter what? Did you assume you were pure and beautiful? No one like that exists, my dear. What you see in the mirror is the true you. Your hideous, twisted heart. If you weren't always being so nasty, this never would have happened. Anyone's heart would be twisted listening to you long enough. So you're saying Michael's heart was twisted too? I spoke to him for years. No. I'm just teasing. I suppose I may have crossed the line there. I mean, you know ill will, Giselle, honestly. Allow me to give you one word of advice, though. Look at yourself in the mirror often. If you continue deteriorating at this rate and end up looking like a corpse, when Michael comes and sees you, he won't jump for joy, but run away screaming in terror. Stop talking. Please, just stop. You know, Giselle, this is only the very beginning. He might not show up for hundreds of years. I can't live that long. Absolutely brilliant. You still think you're alive? What? The moment you agreed to come with me, you ceased to be of this world. So don't worry about time, my dear. You can wait as long as it takes. As long as it takes for him to arrive. As the witch had suggested, I started checking my appearance in the mirror every day. I wanted to ensure I didn't turn into some horrifying creature. My hair grew, so time seemed to be passing, but I didn't appear to age at all. The flow of time had become perplexingly vague and uncertain. Was it stopped, or was it moving? I couldn't tell. On occasion, I would practice smiling in front of the mirror. My smile was, after all, my one really distinctive feature, and I was certain you had seen me smiling more than anything. Even if my appearance had changed drastically, I thought, you would still be able to recognize me by my smile. A woman standing alone in front of a mirror practicing how to smile. I'm sure that was quite the comical sight. And that was about how my days went for an incomprehensibly long time. For the first 100 years, I kept track of how time had passed. An hour, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, 50. But once I had surpassed a person's average lifespan, the counting started driving me mad, and so I stopped. My sense of time began to numb. In place of sleep, I spent my days in a trance-like state. Doing so, I was less aware of the passage of time, which made it a little easier to bear. Suspended in this bubble of time, my mind went out to you. The next thing I lost a sense of was myself. I lived as a human for 21 years. After spending nearly 10 times that trapped in the mansion, I began to feel like that was all I had ever been. That maybe my past was all a construction of my imagination. That, as an otherworldly being, I merely fantasized about being human. Had I actually had a family? Had there actually been other people in the world? Did cities and villages really exist? Was there ever really a time when light shone through the windows, when we were happy? But I knew if I started doubting everything, I wouldn't be able to maintain myself. So I settled on believing one thing: that you, Michael, were real. That you had been with me, that I had loved you, and that it was you I was waiting for. I tried to always remember that one fact.
There wasn't an official trigger warning for it, and frankly, I completely forgot that it's mentioned. But just a heads up that this chapter does deal a lot with derealization and dissociation and disreality because of the fact she's living well past how she's supposed to, and she's locked up, only being able to hear Morgana speak.
Yeah.
So, just a heads up that speech will continue, so it'll be kind of consistent throughout the chapter.
Oh, it was better get to a free roll on the show. Sorry.
Actually, speaking of that, the food was really, really fucking good, and it was nice that Spirit got a couple of days off of making lunch.
The food was amazing. I loved it. 10 out of 10.
Mm.
My characteristic energy and cheer were disappearing. By then, I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. And in response to that change, the witch seemed to treat me a little nicer. On occasion, I thought I could sense her presence nearby, like she might reveal her form to me from beyond the darkness, instead of only speaking to me. I could feel her sitting beside me. Giselle, do you still think you're Giselle even now? I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Sometimes I think love and fanaticism are two sides of the same coin. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. I have an idea, though. Why don't we make you some new clothes, my dear? The loom should still work, thanks to your keeping everything in order. That outfit's an artifact of an age long past by now. You know how long it's been? Vaguely, but yes. As we speak, time still marches onward. Not too quickly, not too slowly, but at the same pace as you're breathing. Now, on your feet, Giselle. We have plenty of time, so let's make you the perfect maid's outfit. And if we don't have enough materials, we can make more thread from the sheet or the cottons. How exciting! Following her instructions, I wove garments in a style that did not exist in my era. They were quite strange to behold. The old me might have been stricken with fascination by them, but at that point, I wasn't even sure how to rejoice, how to be impressed, or how to be moved anymore.
The time, they keep going.
The time that passed. Sounds like rain again. year is it? Oh, it doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter where it is. As long as you're there, it can be any time, anywhere. Where are you, Michael? What are you doing? I'm still praying, still wishing for you to appear before me, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michael, come back to me soon. I love you so very much. But my memories of you are starting to fade. What did your voice sound like? What kinds of faces did you make? Where did you like to put your hands on me? I don't want to forget. I want to always remember. My memories of you are the only thing holding me together, but they're slipping away from me. How did you speak? What kinds of things did you talk about? I'm losing all these memories. Please, Michael, come back to me, before I forget everything. My beloved master. The thought crossed my mind that maybe Morgana's guarantee that you would be reconstructed was just a lie to trick me into staying here. But I quickly discarded it, because if she had been lying, it would strip all meaning from my very existence. It would take from me my purpose for being here. So I didn't want to accept that possibility. I had no choice but to persevere in my belief that you would return. I had always thought I would be all right, that my faith would never waver. I still believed in myself, but you can be the happiest, most optimistic, most resolute person in the world, and you'll still break eventually. And I was at the point where even the slightest tap would shatter me into fragments.
Ah, specific year, I see.
A specific year. Several hundred years after I was enslaved within the mansion, something changed for the very first time. Sunlight, which I had not seen in all that time, shone in from outside. At first I did not believe it was real. I thought it was a hallucination born of my inner desires. I thought I must have completely lost it for my fantasies to have escaped my mind. But it didn't matter if it was all an illusion. The gentle breeze blowing in through the window felt wonderful. The smell of grass, the chirping of the birds, the glistening blue sky. It was like 1,000 memories rushing back all at once, and it brought tears to my eyes. The time has come, Giselle. It's time for you to get to work. And as she always did, the witch's voice crushed my elation, dragging me back to reality. Reveling in the sight of the outside was the last thing I should have been doing, but it was that moment that began my true decline. Work? What kind of work? Have you already forgotten? Oh, good heavens, do you have your head on straight, my dear? As I said, I need you to watch over the house and show your utmost hospitality to those who show up. Is someone? This is merely an appetizer. It looks like someone's here. Hold on, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Do the same thing you have been doing. Be a maid. Convince the house's guests that this is a wonderful place. Make them enjoy their stay. Now go on. I'm quite looking forward to this. The bar has been removed, but will the door open? For so long the door had refused to budge. For so long light had forsaken these halls. For so long there had been no trace of life, and now all of that had been turned on its head. I felt like I had stepped into heaven on earth. I know it sounds melodramatic, so please don't laugh. It was almost certainly a perfectly ordinary slice of nature. Leaves and grass rustled in the wind, flowers speckled the earth, and in the distance was a city I didn't recognize. I wondered where I was, of course, but I neither shouted nor jumped in surprise. Instead, I found myself accepting of my circumstances, as unnatural as they might have been. As I was standing there idly before the entrance, a carriage rolled up.
It is really interesting to see everything from her point of view and not just the other people's.
Mm-hmm.
God, could this road be any bloody worse? It's in dire need of paving on top of everything else. And who might you be, young lady? That outfit.
He's speaking a different language. The middle-aged man approached me. From his attire and the way he held himself, he appeared to be upper class. However, the words coming out of his mouth were not in the language I had grown up speaking. Could the mansion have moved somewhere far, far away? Naturally, I had no idea how such a thing was possible, and the longer I stood there staring at him absent-mindedly, the more incredulous he became. My immediate mission was to overcome the language barrier. Fortunately, I suppose, I was able to understand bits and pieces of what he had said. As merchants in the capital, my family did business with people from other countries, and as a result, I had learned a handful of words.
You know what's funny is even if it had been the language she'd grown up speaking, she still probably wouldn't understand heads or tails of it, because it's been so long that the language would have evolved to a point where it's basically a new language.
Yeah.
Like Old English and English, for instance, aren't even the same language. They're so different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she would have been confused either way.
Though I guess she probably doesn't realize that because she wasn't that learned or anything, so she wouldn't realize the language evolves like that.
If you want a shot. The problem was, it had been so long ago, I had no confidence whatsoever in my ability to hold a conversation. I am a servant.
Servant? I can't say I remember asking for a lady servant, but suppose these things do happen. Doesn't much matter who they sent.
Who are you?
You weren't informed? Bloody hell, off to a great start, I see. Well, what can you do, I guess? Name's Hayden Rhodes. Just a retired old man.
As I am sure you have already guessed, this man was the Rhodes siblings' grandfather. He was also the first person I served under as the maid. For a member of an esteemed noble family, Hayden was a bit on the eccentric side. He only hired a handful of servants, claiming he was not fond of clamour. There was a single chef, a physician, a servant to take care of all the cleaning, and then me, who served as his personal assistant. Whenever he got the chance, Hayden would chase me down and make me practice proper etiquette. According to him, I had much to learn.
You are, at least technically, a servant of the Rhodes house, young lady, so I can't have you go running around playing the country bumpkin act.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have to do something about that accent too while we're at it.
I have an accent?
Thicker than bloody molasses. Now, I have no interest in sticking my nose into your business, asking where you hail from. But while you're here, you must act the part, young lady. Lucky for you, I'm retired and have all the time in the world. I'll teach you everything you need to know about proper etiquette.
All right.
Speak up, will ya?
Yes, sir. Hayden did not go easy on me either. In addition to my day-to-day duties, I studied etiquette, the language, proper pronunciation, and formal diction.
Did you know I was supposed to marry a guy by that name?
Hayden. I see.
Somebody tried to set me up, but it did not work well. Me and this person did not get along at all.
Oof.
Funnily enough, we were supposed to get married because we were going to get each other to grow closer to Jesus. Because both of us were very bad Christians, but it's fine because we just needed to be coached and we would learn.
You would learn.
I was like, no.
No. No, thank you.
So I'm just going to be chuckling this entire time, just don't mind me.
Bro, yeah. That is unbelievable. But also very believable given that I know exactly what your parents are like.
Mm-hmm. Ex-parents.
Experience, yes.
My current parents are great.
Yes, your current parents are amazing. Your ex-parents, not so much.
No.
Anytime I made the slightest mistake, he would shout his dissatisfaction.
What you mean, bruh? V, are you okay?
He said bro to you almost marrying somebody called Hayden.
Oh, I don't know if it's the name or if it was the fact that, somebody tried to arrange a marriage for me, but I was just kind of teasing him like, what, bro? Like, oh, it's not that big a deal. It's fine.
Oh, right, okay. Oops.
Listen carefully. A servant is the face of a house. Yeah, both. I see. A servant's gaff is her master's gaff. Always keep this in mind. You're not just a maid. You must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure, even if the house is falling down around you. Whatever happens, you deal with it quickly and quietly. Your language must be immaculate. No ums or uhs or pauses. For any reason.
Yes, sir.
No stammering either.
Sorry.
Bloody hell, you're not gonna make this easy, are you? Whose idea was it that a country bumpkin would make a good servant? I'd like to give him a piece of my mind.
I'm not from the country. Not even slightly. I was raised in the capital.
Is that so, huh? A prim and proper city girl, are ya? In that case, you should be a quick study.
Absolutely. I can learn anything in a week tops. Piece of cake.
Is that so? Alright then, starting tomorrow, I'm tripling your lessons.
I didn't think this through. In addition to being my master, Hayden was my teacher. When he yelled, he grew twice his size and I shrunk to half mine. But it wasn't all an unpleasant experience, because I knew he wasn't raising his voice to belittle me. His instruction may have been harsh, but it was human interaction. There were people around that I could talk to, and that was wonderful.
See, that's sad. The fact that she's like being yelled at and belittled and mistreated, and she's like, oh, it wasn't bad though, because at least I had people around.
That is sad.
It's like, I know exactly what that's like, and that's fucking terrible. The fact that anyone could come to a point where they're like, I'm just happy to be yelled at, I'm just happy to be belittled, because at least it means I'm getting some monochrome of attention.
It's so sad. I feel bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
I feel really, really bad for her, for Michael, and for Morgana.
Right.
I feel bad for all of them for reasons.
Reasons.
Yeah. You guys have already been given a slight hint as to why I feel bad for Morgana due to like the way that they've phrased the legend, but I have my reasons.
He has his reasons. I was starting to regain some of my humanity.
I was gonna say hello and welcome into the couple of people who just joined. Make sure you check the content warning. The content warning does not include derealization, which is also a major theme in this chapter. I completely forgot to put it in there, so just a heads up. Yeah. But hello, welcome.
Hi.
Unlike me, you've still got a long life ahead of you, young lady. Yeah, a very long life. I don't know what kind of life you've lived, but I can't imagine it's been all that easy. Not many servant girls your age without a home to go back to. Which is why you need to learn all this. Once you've got all the rules and customs down, you'll be able to hold your own in any noble's estate. You shouldn't have any trouble keeping yourself employed. I'm sure you think I'm just a loud, obnoxious old man, but I believe we met for a reason, so I hope you'll stick with me.
I don't think about you like that at all, Master. You're a remarkable man.
One more time.
I deeply appreciate your generous consideration, Master, from the bottom of my heart.
Aye. Like, you know, he is kind of a bastard, because obviously, you know, he's rich and knows people are beneath him and treats them like shit to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate that he at least talks to her like she's a person sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because given the time period this is at, that would be completely out of the ordinary. Not only because he's a noble person and she's not, but because he's a man and she's a woman.
Yeah.
The fact that he sits there, he actually talks to her occasionally, in a way that is kind of friendly.
Mm-hmm.
That was me trailing off. That was it. That was
No, I know. I was hearing the noise. Sorry.
Oh. I thought you were expecting me to say more.
No,
and
I was
the
hearing the
thought.
sound and I'm like, where the fuck is that coming from? I was like, trying to locate it with my ears.
There are slight noises happening in the background of the game, so it might be that.
Possibly. I just knew it was coming from that direction somewhere, and I'm like, what is making that noise?
Yeah, there's like a slight twinkling of bells, and there's like a rustle noise.
Yeah, it's the bells I'm hearing. I was so confused. I'm like, what is that sound?
What is that?
What is that
Why
noise?
would it there?
Nothing is there. Why is there noise? No, I it's probably the bells. I didn't know much about Hayden's situation, why he had retired to this mansion all alone, away from the rest of his family. But anytime I asked about them, he would say,
It happens sometimes.
with a melancholic frown. Before long, 2 years had passed. By that point, my etiquette had improved enough to satisfy his high standards. In that time, the mansion underwent a number of decor changes, as Hayden brought in sculptors to work on different areas of the house. He also sealed off the rooms which were not in use, such as the observation tower and the chapel. It was a sad thing, seeing areas with so many memories from me falling into disuse. But as a mere servant, I had no say in the matter. In addition, Hayden seemed to greatly enjoy renovating the house, so I watched him warmly. The furniture was all gradually replaced, gorgeous paintings hung on the walls, colourfully patterned curtains installed, and a brilliant rose garden planted.
These roses came from all across the world. I feel like she'd be happy about the rose garden because she also tried to plant one.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere else can you see so many varieties in one place.
It's beautiful. Did you know that in the city people are starting to call the mansion Rose Manor?
Rose Manor.
And to think there used to be nothing but weeds here. Amazing how much has changed. I never thought I would see this garden turned into something so beautiful.
Are you fond of roses, young lady?
Yes, red ones especially. Red roses mean a great deal to me. They remind me of a time long past.
Given one as a gift, were you?
No, I believe I was the one who gave the rose. So red roses are a symbol of my feelings. They're very precious to me. I gave you a rose as a gift. You plucked it from its stem and placed it in my hair. Am I remembering correctly? My memories are so vague now. I can't even remember the look on your face that day.
That's probably for the better. He made quite a lot of weird expressions. There are some kids I'd like to give roses to myself.
Who?
My grandchildren.
Oh my, you have grandchildren?
Aye. Though we haven't been in touch for some time. Last I saw them was 4 years ago. When my second grandchild was born. The sweetest girl in the world with lovely flaxen hair. Well, he almost said third.
You almost said third. Oh,
He knows. He almost said third.
he knows.
Maybe that's why he doesn't talk to the family. I genuinely don't remember why Hayden got cut off from the rest of the family and why they don't talk to him. I don't know.
He wasn't making use of the 2 free bonus shots.
No, he used them all in the garden, clearly. That's why the roses are so beautiful. They got all that cayenne pepper. She's gonna be a real beauty when she grows up. Anyway, they're wonderful kids. And one day I want to hand this garden over to them. Yes?
So I'm still giggling at 2 free bonus shots.
Yeah, this is really not the game for it. Though, that being said, if you guys really want to help us out, we appreciate if you were to give Factor a try. It's a service that we both use and really, really like. We tend to use it very sporadically. We don't always get Factor, but we get it sometimes whenever Spirit needs a break from his cooking. So if he needs a break, or if he's not feeling well, or, I got it back a while back when I had a surgery done, so I needed something that was going to be quick and easy. So at the time I was using a mail order service that you make the dishes yourself, and I switched over from that to Factor for a while. But highly recommend the dishes, and I'm getting super hungry when I keep seeing the one that we had yesterday popping up on the screen. You know, the creamy chicken one.
The creamy chicken, yeah, the creamy chicken parmesan.
The creamy chicken parmesan was nice.
It was really good.
I was like, it's a chicken parmesan without any breading. I don't expect to like it, but it was so good. It was actually like really tender.
It was amazing.
I cut it with my fork. I didn't even need a knife.
Yeah, it was.
I need to stop. I'm making myself hungry.
It's fine. You can make yourself hungry because we have soup.
Yeah, we have food in the other room. That's true.
Yes, I actually got off and did it in enough time that I could have it prepared before the stream started, instead of waiting until 10, 11 o'clock at night and deciding I should probably make some for dinner, shouldn't I?
Yeah, and it's nice that you have the soup ready in advance, because if it sits there and it just kind of simmers a little bit, it tastes so much better.
It's all the onions soak up the flavour and it's perfect. I'm proud of my swoop.
Yes, your swoop. You went swoop the first time.
Swoop. No, it was swoop. I put a W in there.
I think you tried to put a W in there, but you had an M and a W right next to each other. Swoop.
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 Each and every rose containing my hope that they'll lead comfortable, healthy lives, free of strife. Yeah, like fuck they will.
I'm sure your wish will come to pass. Your grandchildren will have wonderful lives.
You.
Oh.
E.
The grief of not having you around still weighed heavily on my mind, but I was slowly approaching contentedness. Life with Hayden was slow and uneventful, peaceful and relaxing. I imagined my heart was seeking anything to alleviate its pain, and it found that in the beautifully remodelled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses, and my time with Hayden. Do you have a thought?
Yeah. You know, this chapter actually feels really fucking relaxing, and I always forget how relaxing it feels until I get to it again. It's a really relaxing chapter compared to all the other ones. It's not even that it's particularly relaxing, it's just not constant misery, so...
Yeah. It's not pain and struggle and suffer and die. What's the first word?
Oh, would you like the whole word? Would you like the thing? Would you like the...
That's great, but I can't hear it.
It's weep and struggle and suffer and die.
Weep! I knew it was weep. It was in the back of my head somewhere, I knew it was weep.
We can do a sound bit so I don't have to growl it every single time, especially since I'm probably going to have to growl in the next, 20 minutes.
Oh, I see.
Not that that's any kind of spoiler, because we know that this is going to tell her whole time at the mansion, so...
I was even beginning to think this life was enough for me. That I would be okay with this being the end if it meant more of the tranquility I felt. I was, like a coward, considering giving up the fight. Please do forgive me for ever considering such a thing. Hayden seemed to be in high spirits that day. A gift had apparently arrived from his son, who lived far away. In it was a tea set, some leaves, and a small jar of sugar.
Miss.
Were you having a moment there?
Yeah.
Staring intently at the lines like,
No, I've got a text document with all the names that I'm supposed to be, the people I'm supposed to be reading for, and I was just sat there reading it over and over and over and over and over, just, I don't know why, but it's kind of like when you're sat taking a piss, and there's a shampoo bottle sitting on the shower next to you, and you reach over and you grab it, and you're reading,
you forgot to bring your phone with you, so you're just trying to read anything there to pass the time.
Yeah, exactly. You're just sitting there reading the shampoo bottle. It was like I was doing that.
Amazing.
I was like, I don't talk for a while. I'm gonna occupy my thoughts. And I was just like, Amadei, American shopkeeper, Antonin, Didier, Hayden grandfather, Hobby, Maria, Mel, Michael / mysterious narrator / player, village child number 1, Yuki Masa. But over and over really fast.
Yes.
I love how Michael's got 3 names though. Michael, mysterious narrator, player.
Amazing. So many names. So many names for one little man. Sorry.
One little man. I can feel him turning in his non-existent grave.
Like, little man.
Man didn't even get the good graces of being fucking buried. And you're calling him little. And you can just feel him descend into the earth and rotate.
I didn't mean.
He's you know, he had to like, his soul had to stop by a Costco and buy a fucking coffin just so he could go into the ground.
Coffins at Costco.
Yeah, you can buy coffins at Costco. This is not an ad. I'm not advertising for Costco. It's just you can get literally anything there. You can buy a vacation from Costco. You can get a condo from Costco. You can go get a coffin. You can get a thing of toilet paper that is so big that it's like my height tall and my height wide and my height deep. You can go there and you can get $1,000 worth of caviar. You can go and buy that Wagyu beef stuff for like $250 for every 6 ounces you get. You can go buy a fucking value pack of multiple watermelons. You can get a rotisserie chicken. You can get pizza in the food court. There is no end.
Food court.
There's a food court. Actually, I really like their food court. There's in Sam's Club. At some point, I'm gonna have to take you because I love their pizza. They have like take-home pizzas, but they're not the same. It's not the same. You gotta eat it in the Costco food court. They've also got hot dogs that are really, really good, and it's like a acai bowl that's really tasty. But yeah, they've got a full-blown food court. You can get vacations there. You can buy coffins there. You can retire your car and get your car balanced there.
I see.
But like, I can't think. Like name something. Just name something random. Just anything.
Oxygen tank.
You can get those there.
Really?
Yeah? I think they're online only. But you can get them.
That's wild.
They've got a full pharmacy.
Oh.
You can buy like 50 different types of like testosterone support supplements there.
I see.
You can buy alcohol. They have their own line of alcohol. Actually, fun fact, their vodka is made in the same place Grey Goose is made, and Grey Goose has had to come out repeatedly to say that they are better, and that Costco's vodka isn't the same as theirs, and that they're just the best one, and that they're definitely not at all similar, despite the fact that most people seem to think they taste the exact same.
I see.
And it's a third of the price to get the Costco vodka. Actually, fun fact, in a blind taste test, the Costco vodka wins out against Grey Goose most of the time.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of like how Pepsi was winning against Coke, when you wouldn't tell people which one it was, and you would have them guess, you would just say which one's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
I see.
So, like, obviously Grey Goose and Coke are the bigger names, but the Pepsi and the Costco vodka went out.
Beepus.
So yeah, that you can get coffins at Costco. They actually have like little displays at some of the Costco's where you can see what they look like. It's just like a cross section of this much of the coffin.
Uh-huh.
You can actually see it.
That's interesting. Fascinating.
We'll pause.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna take a quick break because all of this talking about all of the things has overwhelmed both our minds and our bladders. So we will be right back. You guys ready? It's time! It's time! It's Gizmo time!
Gizmo time!
like to sneakily come back so people can hear the songs you sing to yourself.
The boy, the baby boy. Gizmo, he's the baby.
Did you guys enjoy watching him eat his KO? Thank you.
Thank you. Well, welcome back, Cryptic. How was your journey to steal some soup?
I don't know what you're talking about. Play the fifth.
He left the room to go and get Gizmo's kale while I went to the bathroom, and I heard the clattering of the pan, the pot that has the soup in it, and he come through and he's like, I wasn't doing anything, I didn't do anything illegal. Like, no, he did not go and eat some soup.
I can't believe you're calling me out like this. The thing is, I couldn't even blame fucking Nagito because he's currently trapped in the bedroom, so he won't eat the soup. Because, fun fact, if he eats the soup, perish, because it's poison. It's cat poison.
The way Gizmo dramatically paused in the middle of eating kale was hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's always funny. I love it. Love it so much.
It's always funny watching Gizmo eat.
Watching him eat is one of the most entertaining life experiences I think I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. It's so fun watching him eat. Like,
that's why we have the Gizmo Cam, because we're like, you know, everybody would love to watch him eat.
Everyone has to see.
I mean, it's better than just a static be right back. Be right back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, even though I tried my best with that.
No. You did a great job with it. But watching Gizmo is infinitely more entertaining.
Watching Gizmo is more enjoying, yeah.
Your screen is a very nice screen. It's just, you know, if you're going to be gone for like 5 minutes, looking at Gizmo is...
Looking at Gizmo is the better choice.
Yes.
That is true. Watching Gizmo is the better choice.
I'm going to be honest. If you could watch our streams or if you could watch just Gizmo's the better choice. Gizmo is better than everything, okay?
Gizmo.
It's like, you know, you are in the middle of a post-apocalyptic scenario. You could either go and grab food and raid, like, a shopping mall that nobody had been in yet. Or you could watch Gizmo. Obviously, we're watching Gizmo.
We raid the shopping centre for food for Gizmo.
Yes, exactly. We go in there, get all the kale, and then we come back out, and that's it. Gizmo.
Oh, thank you, son. Gizmo is a bonus.
No, I'm glad people like the streams. I'm just saying that, like, Gizmo is better than everything. It's like, could die, go heaven, or could watch Gizmo. Watch Gizmo.
Watch Gizmo.
Could die, go hell, could watch Gizmo. Gizmo. Could go to Universal Studios or watch Gizmo.
Universal Studios has nothing on us. Nothing on us in our Gizmo Cam.
I'm not at all still salty that there was a trip I was supposed to get to go on where I was supposed to get to go and people decided last minute to leave me off because they were mad at me. I'm definitely not salty at the entire park for the actions of one buffoon and his fucking lackey.
One buffoon and his lackey. Incredible.
It's fine. They spent half the trip fucking gawking over Star Wars, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, so they went to Disneyland for half of it and Universal Studios for the other half. And they spent half of the time, the entire time in the Disney park, doing fucking Star Wars related shit, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm okay. I didn't go, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could have dealt with that much Star Wars.
No.
It's like a lot of Star Wars for one person. It's a shame. Smack. Okay. We are getting back to the game. Yes, we see the slap.
Sorry.
Speaking of, real quick before we get back to the game, the stickers, you should be able to place them wherever. There's an update that came out, and that's what it said. But I, for whatever reason, am not classed as being subscribed to my own channel, so I can't use the stickers.
Have you just given her a head pat?
Oh, I see.
Pat.
Just pat. Okay, fair enough.
You did. Okay, so it works. Good.
I just wanted to make sure it works, because I can't test it myself without spending bets.
Imagine that neither of us are subscribed to our own channel. Neither of us can use the stickers.
See, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you're subscribed to your channel because duh, it's your channel. But then other times it's like, no, you're not subscribed to the channel. I'm like, but it literally won't let me subscribe to the channel.
Me.
Alright, you ready?
Me. Where did the me slap? Oh, my face. Where did the me go?
You.
Me.
And it's just low enough that your ears are showing up over top of it.
Yeah.
Which makes it look like your ears are trying to run away from you.
No. I love it.
I love it so much.
How can I be of service, Master?
Can you?
Am I not clicked into the game?
You are the controls off. Sorry. Sorry.
I was
My
about to say,
bad.
it's purple up here. I'm clicked in.
My bad.
Brew me up a pot of this, would you? Careful not to steep it for too long. I don't like my onions to be too steep, okay? You want to get it just right for the best flavor.
He said he was gonna go and grab a mug and fill it up with the onion soup because
I was very tempted to just sit here and drink it. You're being slapped with your own stickers.
Perfect. It's the perfect use of it.
Yes. Oh, I also reduced the bit cost for the non-custom stickers. So they are down at 50 bits. Oh, I've been slapped. But they're down at 50 bits. So hopefully, that'll make it more affordable for people who decide they want to pet the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Look how big you are compared to my shifty one.
I know you said shifty, but like the music cut part of you off, and it sounded like you said shitty one, and I was getting ready to scold you, and then I realized that you said shifty.
I said shifty.
I was about to say, you can't call your artwork shitty. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And then I realized, oh wait, no, it's just the fucking music cutting you off.
As you wish, Master. You seem quite pleased.
Why would I be? A boy who shunned his old man for years sends him a paltry gift on a whim. I'm just entertaining his fancy.
Your tea is ready, Master.
I asked for onion soup.
Well, I have tea.
Ah, what a wonderful smell. Tea and roses are life's best damn spices. Now let's see what the boy chose for me. If it's no good, I'll be sure to write him an angry letter.
He looks so happy. He must really love his family.
It's a little bitter.
Shall I brew another pot?
No, it's not your fault. Must be something on the leaves.
Would you like to add some sugar then? There was a small jar of it with the tea set.
Now that's some bloody fine sugar he procured. White as snow, sparkles in the light.
He chose it just for you, Master.
Bloody hell, what demon possessed him? Alright, give me 2 spoons then.
Yes, Master. Here you are.
Splendid. This is quite some exquisite tea. The sugar balances the bitterness of the leaves perfectly. I guess that boy does have some...
Master? 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 The doctor, I need to find the doctor. Water, I'll get you some water right away. Please, please hang in there.
After all that, I need water.
You need water. Sippy sippy.
Thanks to the quick treatment provided by his personal physician, Hayden survived. But he didn't make it out with much more than his life. He was permanently bedridden by the affair.
Wellness shots!
He needs the wellness shots.
He needs the wellness shots!
Evidently, the sugar I had put in his tea had contained poison, which had done irreparable damage to his nerves and muscles. Most of his body was completely immobile, except for his left arm. Can I bring you something? Some water?
I've had more than my fill of water. You don't need to wait on me hand and foot. That face says you need to distract yourself by working. Remember what I told you? A noble family's servants must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure.
But how can you expect me to remain composed? If I If I had only examined the sugar more thoroughly.
You never would have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar and I didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. He was damn crafty, that's for sure.
Why would he do this?
His inheritance, I presume. Something must have come up and he needed money quickly.
That's no reason to poison your own father.
Blood is nothing but an obstacle to ambition. Or maybe he just hated me.
How could anyone possibly hate you?
Perhaps that could be said of the me you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. Mine just happened to be my son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to do this, it all would have been his.
Master.
Killing me doesn't accomplish anything. But I guess it doesn't much matter. Say, could I ask you something, young lady?
What can I do for you?
I don't want it to get out that Hayden Rhodes was poisoned. So could you tell people that I passed away peacefully with a beautiful nurse tending my every need?
You're not dead yet. Please don't talk like that. You're scaring me.
No stammering.
But
I'm not saying it'll happen immediately. But I am an old man and one day you'll wake up and I'll be gone. This is about my own pride, not my son. The last thing I want is to go out with a black spot on my name. Tell me you'll do this, Giselle.
he's never said my name before. As you wish.
Thank you. You're a peculiar girl, you know. Sometimes you seem greener than the leaves in summer, and sometimes you look like you've seen 12 kinds of hell. And every so often you seem not of this world. Your skin is pale, your hands cold as ice. At one point I thought you might be death himself. But I was wrong about that. You have too big a heart to be death. You care too much. You must be carrying a very heavy cross on your back.
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Hayden. I don't want to lose this life.
You have someone, don't you, young lady? Someone you're dying to meet again.
Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If something doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down, and it was you who kept me on my feet.
I'm sure you've tried to remain strong plenty of times, so I'll give you some different advice. A trick for when you think you're losing a hold of yourself. Build a cocoon.
A cocoon?
A sturdy shell to keep your weak inner self safe. This world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing you whole. So you mustn't readily expose your true self. You build a cocoon, and you play the role you need to play. That way the real you will remain unharmed. It's not pleasant to hide yourself like that, but it's better than letting the world crush you. But a word of warning, if you spend too long in the cocoon, the real you is liable to disappear forever. You'll be swallowed up by your protective shell. I hope you find whoever it is before it's too late. Now I think I'll get some sleep. All this talking's wore me out.
As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning.
Aye. See you in the morning, young lady.
The next day, Hayden was dead. He had strangled himself with his left hand. I should have been more attentive. I should have recognised how much pain he was in, how much it crushed him to be betrayed by his own family. I should have realised how he truly felt, how fragile he really was. I fell into a hopeless gloom. I could hardly believe that the quiet life I had finally attained had been shattered in the blink of an eye. Hayden's other servants were quickly on their ways, and I vividly remember the dirty looks they all gave me. Everyone who knew how he had died assumed I had done it. I had no reason to kill him, though, but they had more than enough to believe so, for I had indeed been the last person to see him alive, and I held firmly to the story he had asked me to tell. While I was unable to convince the other servants, his family was far more accepting of the story that he had departed for the next world happily, though that did not make the truth any less heartbreaking, especially since I was the only one who knew it. Why does this always have to happen? I was happy, but I can never seem to keep hold of it for more than a flash. Despair always comes marching in to rip it away. What am I doing here? What kind of person were you, Michael? What kind of person was I? Oh, my dear, you look positively miserable. Why should you despair at the death of some strange old geezer? Morgana, was Hayden one of those whom you wish to be reconstructed? Ha! I have no interest in that wrinkled bag of bones. And if he was one of them, do you really think I would have let him go so peacefully? Peaceful? You call that peaceful? You call his misery peaceful? I most certainly do. And since you do not seem to understand this, the pain of death lasts but an instant. The worst torture can only be inflicted upon the living. Setting two loved ones against each other, manipulating one into taking the other's life, and then forcing them to live with that. The stage hasn't even been set yet, my dear. And you would have me play a part in that? Indeed. You agreed to accompany me. You are here to be my guide, and you're doing a wonderful job of it so far. I haven't done anything. Oh, but you killed that old man, did you not? Thanks to you, my wish is one step closer to fruition. What do you mean I killed Hayden? You mean to claim you didn't? Tell me, who was it that put the poison sugar in his tea? No, I didn't mean to. Your intentions are irrelevant. Everything moves along the path forged by my wish, and you shall continue to follow its will. You know what? I'm done feeling like this. I don't want anyone else to go through what Hayden did. And what are you going to do about it? I'm done listening to you. Without me, you have no influence over this world. Oh? So, I'll die. I'll take my own life right here and now. I grabbed a nearby knife and held the tip up against my breast. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding, my whole body was racked with terror, but I could have sworn I held Morgana gasp. This was her one weakness, I thought. What are you thinking? Don't do this, Giselle, don't be foolish. Put the knife down right now. I'm done. I'm done trusting anything you say.
Creamy chicken.
What? Oh, creamy chicken.
Sorry, creamy chicken.
Creamy chicken.
I wasn't even thinking, I'm so sorry.
Things going to shit and again when you're like, creamy chicken.
Creamy chicken. It was good chicken, okay?
It was good chicken. It really was.
It was so good, I almost wrestled him to the ground to steal his half, but, I was a nice person and didn't.
I really enjoyed it, so I'm glad you didn't wrestle me at the ground to steal it from me.
Oh, I did say CW for cannibalism, that I did.
Creamy chicken.
Nom nom nom, Hayden tastes so good. Nom 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 nom. Creamy chicken.
Giselle, put the knife down. I've missed you so very much, Michael. I've wanted nothing more than to see you again. But if my being Morgana's guide is going to cause other people suffering, then I can't. It's all over, Morgana. Huh?
Talk.
There's no blood. Not even pain. Why? Absolutely absolutely brilliant. I told you not to be foolish, but you just wouldn't listen to me. Such a silly girl. I really am. I couldn't even die if I wanted to. Learning that absolutely crushed me. My backup plan, the one escape route I thought I had available to me, had been ripped away. My spirit crumbled, and I felt myself sinking into a vast darkness. I began losing grip on myself, which is when I recalled Hayden's advice. Build a cocoon. It was the only option I had left, my final chance of protecting myself. Although, ultimately, I was unsuccessful in that endeavour, as you know. But by that point, my mind and spirit had been all but lost. Eroded away by the years of solitude, the witch's whispers, the brief glimmer of happiness, and the eternal boundless darkness that it had left in me. It was in that moment that all light drained from my eyes, and it was in that moment that the maid was born.
Go on, but voice the Reggie Hall.
Oh, dearest Mel, come
Yeah.
over here.
Exactly that,
There are so many beautiful flowers.
Now, Nellie, there's no need to run. You're gonna fall, and you can't see I didn't warn you.
Hello, I've never seen you before. Are you the new maid? Good afternoon, Lady Nellie. That is correct. It is an honour to serve you. Oh, did you do all this? I did not. The garden was your grandfather, Lord Hayden's work. Wow, his grandfather a wizard. Perhaps he was. I'm sure he would be delighted to know you like it. Did grandfather like flowers? Yes, he loved them quite dearly. Wow, I love flowers too. I've never seen a garden with so many pretty flowers. Did you know this kind of flower is called a rose? Just like our name. Why, yes, they do sound alike. And like the flowers, you're also a very sweet little girl. Say, what's your favourite colour of rose? I like all colours. But you don't like any the most? That's too bad. My favourite's pink. Pink roses are so pretty. Indeed they are.
Ah, jeez, there you are, Nellie. Oh, my apologies. Please don't mind my sister.
Oh, not at all. We were having the most wonderful time.
That's good. I imagine we'll be seeing each other around, so it's a pleasure to...
Dearest Mel, let's see what it's like inside. Mother says I have my very own room.
Slow down, Nellie. I beg your pardon.
The inseparable siblings ran off toward the mansion, hand in hand. It was a heartwarming sight, but the next moment, when they stepped inside, I saw something else. The darkness enveloping the mansion seemed to flare up, and the door a gaping maw into its hungry bowels. The whole house looked as though it was cackling. I presume it was the witch Morgana's madness taking form, a manifestation of how she felt now that her centuries in the making wish was bearing fruit. Those two children were the ones Morgana had been waiting for. Had I still had any willpower fight left in me, I would have taken them by the hands and sent them somewhere far away. I would have done something before the house swallowed them up. But instead I just gently lowered my eyes. Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. Pain and misery would befall them. I knew no good lay ahead for them, but my heart had all but frozen solid. I had my hands full taking care of myself, so I let Hayden's beloved grandchildren fall into the witch's hands. I was, for all intents and purposes, Morgana's marionette. At long last it has arrived. The time I have been waiting for so long has arrived. Darling, devoted Giselle, I know not how to describe for you the fiery excitement burning within me. Oh, I know. I can tell you my story. Tell you exactly what that mild-mannered little boy once did. You'll be open to listening now, won't you, my dear? And you'll surely understand that I am doing nothing wrong. because you're my ally, my trusty servant. You and I, we live in the same world. We're as close as family, are we not? Yes, as you say. So let us curse them, all of them. Let us inflict the pain worse than physical torture on them. Let us put their souls on the rack for all eternity. Curse them. Make them suffer. Curse them. Now listen carefully, Giselle. This is a tale of wicked men and my curse upon them. Ow.
You okay over there?
Yeah. No, things out the way, sorry.
What did you drop?
Yeah. My foot caught in the cable and I'm not sure yet.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, it's not very nice. Poor Yuya. Yuya is the name of one of my external drives. Before people think I'm nuts.
We name all of our things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine are Sebastian and William. Those are my external drives. Gee, I wonder what I was thinking of when I named them.
I wonder. Shocking.
If you guys want a hint, I had one named Grell, but it crapped out on me.
Non-salad left top drive. Yes. Amazing.
I want one solid lefty so bad.
It was one of the first things to say to me when I got out of bed this morning was, do you know how hard it is for me not to go to non-salad left beef?
And he was like, oh, how hard is it?
It's been a week since we've been.
I'd say you're making me sound bad, but I mean, honestly, I do it to myself.
The witch spat her curses for some time, the bile overflowing from her words, the pure, unadulterated hatred brimming within, consumed me more than the horrifying things they described. She was brutally honest, each word a carefully sharpened blade of animosity. How much bitterness did you have to carry inside you to become like her? Head pat.
Good pat. I'm Pat.
You
Pat
are
me.
Pat.
Pat me. Pat.
You are Pat. Is Pat.
Pat. This Pat.
How long did you have to feel nothing but hatred to become like her? I felt like if I let my guard down, I would be consumed by her enmity. It would become mine, and I would grow to despise them myself. All the while I kept my mind on one single thing. That is, what was left of my mind locked away inside the shell of my own creation. It was that solitary truth that allowed me to hold on to my human emotions, to continue believing. I'm always waiting. My love will never fade. When I was still my old self, I called them master and would do anything for them. Michael, that was their name. They were beautiful. They had pearly white hair and ruby eyes. They are going to come for me. Did you use the poison sugar that Hayden used?
Maybe.
Get well, the shot says factor. No, I'm sorry that the sugar caused them to look funny, but
I would still eat them.
I'm sure they're amazing.
I would still eat them. It's fine.
Confectional sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the difference.
Maybe we will hear a difference.
4 cups of sugar.
Hot damn! How many cookies did you make?
Are you making cookies for everyone in the American continent?
The world.
The world. The universe.
Cookies for the entire city of Amsterdam.
Michael, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes and your snow-coloured hair. Nothing else. And that's why when I saw her that night, dripping from the storm raging outside, I thought, you're finally here. Because I didn't remember enough to know any better. You already know who I speak of, don't you? The person who called upon Rose Manor that fated stormy night. The girl with almost translucently pale skin, chillingly white hair and eyes like jewels. Ah, what a beautiful girl. Her hair, her eyes, her porcelain skin. It all matches the person in my memories. She must be the one I've been waiting for. If she is. Is something the matter? No, I just thought if I felt someone watching us. It's only your imagination, I'm sure. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force is watching you. Unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Rose Manor? Yes, indeed. It is called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose gardens even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within the house. A witch? I have not heard any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? A peculiar presence, she says. Does she sense something in me as I do her? This has to be her then. Her name. I need to ask her name. It's getting late. You should get some rest.
Can we just talk about the fact that everybody in this game has the perkiest of fucking pets?
I know.
Like, they're cone shapes, but this would be before the cone brawl was a thing. I'm sorry, I've been staring at the maids for like an hour thinking that. Like, they must have that tape that, you know, like, drag performers use to, like, lift their chest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one step up from the pointy tits in the Lara Croft games.
Yeah.
Tibbies. Yes, tibbies.
Tibbies.
A room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I do not believe you've given me your name yet. My name? My name is Michelle. I knew it. You are the one. What? You're the one I've been waiting for. I have endured so much in anticipation of this moment. So that I could reunite with you. You came to this place to see me again, did you not? Held tight to those wonderful memories until you could make it back to me. I never gave up hope. I always believed, and I hope you'll praise me for that. And I ask you to please say my name. To please make me. I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, you seem to be confusing me for someone. We've never met before now. You jest. You are Michael, are you not? See, I was using Michael as the pronunciation. It's not making much sense with them talking to each other there.
No, it doesn't. I think it's technically supposed to be Michelle for both of them, but or Mikhail for both of them, but there's not an agreed upon way to pronounce the names. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. It's fine.
That is my name, yes, but it's a fairly common name. Surely you're confusing me with. That cannot be. The white hair, white skin, those red eyes, and that name, the name of the Archangel. Everything about you is the same. How can you say you're not my Michael? Please, Michael, remember for me. Get away from me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so good. You would reject me? 33 cookies.
Ooh,
Many
gimme.
cookies bucket. It was only supposed to make 16. How have you managed
With
to make double?
4
more than
cups
double
of
the amount?
sugar.
That's. What was the 4 cups for the 16 cookies? Because that's a lot of sugar for 16 cookies. Bucket needs assistance.
Bucket need assist. Quick, everyone, we must assist Bucket.
I can assist in the form of eating the cookies if you want.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I honestly don't know you. Do you care nothing anymore for the time we spent together? We have not spent any time together. You would deny everything? I'm sorry. I see. So you feel nothing for me anymore? You do not need to say anything. I understand. You are feeling a great deal of disgust toward me. No, or perhaps it is fear. Yeah, sugar and chocolate I would happily eat. Nom nom nom.
Nom. Gimme.
Ow.
I actually got him some nice little chocolates from the grocery store. They had a little sale on them. They were these fancy little salted caramels.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, we'll have like one every couple of days. We've each had 2 today.
I would happily eat the entire box right now.
Me too. I'm having to stop myself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're curious, they're from Kroger, and they are really good. It's like their store brand thing. I think the Choices make or mark or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Like even at normal price, I think they're only $4 a box, so they're like 50 cents per chocolate, which isn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Son, eat something. Son.
We have Chimkin nuggets in the freezer. We've got Factor in the fridge. There is no excuse for no foods.
Yes, you would
Living in
always
the walls,
so
can't even read the fridge. Small.
You would not easily allow yourself to succumb to hatred. I understand. Please forget everything I've said. Who are you? I am but a simple maid, nothing more.
I feel so bad for her.
Laughable, isn't it? I no longer recognize Michael as anything more than a concept. Man or woman, elderly or infant, as long as they had white hair, red eyes, and the right name, they were you. I needed anything I could get. I was so desperate the thought never even crossed my mind that she was not you. What do you think, seeing me like this? That I'm helpless and hopeless? Listen to this, Morgana. Michael is back. She's finally come for me. But she does not remember anything, it seems. Not me, not her past, nothing. She saw me and was afraid, in fact. Are you listening, Morgana? Oh, darling, devoted Giselle. You poor, pitiful soul. That must have been quite harrowing. But don't worry, you still have me. Besides, this might not be your only chance. As long as you continue on, Michael could appear before you again. Do you think she will remember me next time? I can't say. That's up to Michael. You do have another option, though. Forget Michael yourself and seek out a new master. Someone who can be yours. Someone dedicated and faithful, who needs you. Someone worthy of this mansion. Someone who needs me. That's right. Michael didn't need you after all. It's alright, don't worry. You have plenty of time. Factor is unhappy. Yeah, Factor is like, no pretzels, but 2 free wellness shots.
Ooh, pretzel. Pretzel nuggets. Oh. You have me at pretzel nugget. So, for those of you who have not been with us the entire game, the reason that there's just kind of a montage of images going by is because this was the first door. We're just seeing it from the maid's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello.
Hello! How are you?
Hope your day's going well. Better than Giselle's is going anyway.
Or better than Buckets for that matter with the infinite cookies.
Bucket and their 33 cookies.
Also, I've got another opinion on why I don't think the name matters, like the way you pronounce it.
Okay.
Because she said that, you know, like age and stuff didn't matter, man or woman didn't matter. So, say the name was something like Robert, right? If somebody had come up to her and their name was Roberta, she still probably would have been like, oh, Robert, is it you?
Yeah.
So there's debate over how the name is meant to be pronounced. But I think either way, if the name is, in a sense, the same name, whether it's the male or the female version of the name, or it's a gender-neutral form of the name, or it's the name but written in fucking Martian or something, I don't think it would matter to her.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think she would just hear it and be like, that is almost the name.
That is close enough.
You alright?
I moved and my hip clunked. And it felt like it clunked in the wrong direction. It's written in Wingdings. Yeah. It's raining again today. I kind of wonder what happened to him after he fled from the mansion. Although I don't suppose it much matters to me. The witch is surely watching him. Such a dreadful storm. It sounds like someone's crying. I was at that point completely out of my mind, broken. My smiles, frowns and gasps had all been replaced with imitations. Shortly afterward, the flaxen-haired boy moved out of the house and went on to become a priest. The girl fell ill a few years later, her disease eventually taking her life. But the boy never once returned home. The Rhodes family crumbled. I couldn't bring myself to grieve for them, or to reflect on Hayden's sorrowful end. I simply waited for time to begin moving once more.
So this portion here is going to be taking place during the next door. And that's just the way it's going to go. Every time the master of the house rotates, it'll be door 1, 2, and 3.
I see.
So for people who weren't here and they're wondering what the missing pieces are, you can go back and check the VODs, and the VODs will have the bits of the story you're missing.
Yes. Little remains to be said about my broken self, but as I stated before we began, this is the maid's tale. So I would like to take this opportunity to elaborate on events I was unable to show you before. That is, if you can bear listening to such a dismal, miserable story. I already told you of my meeting with the beast, so I will begin the second tale from here. After Bestia slaughtered the merchant who showed up at the mansion, his mad laughter echoing through the halls.
Oh my god.
Your voice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you hear that?
There might be some evil laughter going on here.
Maybe just a little bit. Also, in this portion of the door 2, he was growling because we did not know he was human, but I will be speaking his lines here with a growl to them, simply because we do know he's human at this point.
Okay.
And she's no longer disguising the fact that he's a human and trying to pretend he's some kind of werewolf or something.
Yeah.
Did you hear his screams? He said I was a monster.
Grr, grr. A mutilated body lay sprawled across the living room floor. As you can imagine, that was my first time ever seeing such a bloody mangled corpse. I could not look directly at it, so I averted my eyes.
Hey, you saw it. I just proved that beasts are stronger than humans.
Indeed you did.
Ah, I know. I've got a great idea. You asked if I wanted to become the master, and I said I did. Which meant you work for me, isn't that right? So you'll do whatever I tell you to do, won't you?
What would you have me do?
Chop up his arms and legs and make a stew out of him. And don't you hesitate or you'll end up just like him.
Yes, master.
The train is protesting the cannibalism.
The train is like, no! If you eat the humans, who will ride me?
But you are a cargo train!
Who will fill me up?
Kinky. But yeah, another reason that you can tell that these lines are actually meant to be read is that if you remember in door 2, it was just a bunch of different X's.
Yeah.
So they actually have the text here, which is why she couldn't have shown you this before. Because if she would have shown us this, we wouldn't have been able to understand it.
Yes. He's trying to assert his total dominance over me. That's not proper behaviour for the master. Who will fill me up? Sound alert.
V, if you would drop that in, I have like a sound alert thing, a sound effect thing in the mod chat. If you would drop that over there, I will remember, and I will have them do it again without the background noise, so that we can actually make it a sound alert. Or about to make spoopy.
Although I am the one who offered him the role.
Do it.
He's an utterly mad beast.
Bats are fucking cute. I love them. I love them so much.
But am I really all that different? Ah, there's blood all over my hands.
She doesn't sound disturbed. She just sounds mildly annoyed.
Mm. Well, is this not at the point where she's kind of...
Oh no, I know, but it's funny. Like, oh, there's blood all over my hands. Ugh, sigh.
Sounds like someone's laughing. Is it him? Or is it her?
Almost done with the cookies! Woo!
Woo! Go Bucket! You can
No,
do
if
it!
Bucket keeps talking about cookies, we might have to make another one of them cakes. And then just not let the cat step on it this time.
No steppy on the cake last time. Naggy toe.
You could tell it was him because if it was sock, it wouldn't have been paw prints in the cake. It would have been a butt print in the cake because she would have just sat
She
on
would
it.
have just sat on it, but no, this fucking Naggy toe decided, steppy on the cake. 2 free wellness shots.
They're delicious. Even the algae one is delicious.
No matter what happens, it won't affect me. The cocoon is not the real me.
You know, speaking of the wellness shots and just in general, something really funny I've noticed about you is if I offer to share something with you, I get one of 2 reactions. One, oh, like this completely unspoken reaction of, oh, it must be like really bad and you don't want to finish it by yourself. And then there's the other one that's like, oh, it must be amazing and you want to share with me because you love me. And it's just so fucking funny because I never know which response I'm gonna get. I'll offer to share something with you, and I'll either get this look of complete fucking disgust or this look of just awe. And there's no telling which it's gonna be on any given day, and it's so funny. It's like, I wonder what look he's gonna give me this time.
Whether I'm going to be giving you a look of complete horror or complete adoration.
Whereas I just offer to share stuff with him if it's something I know he hasn't tried, because it's like, I like share, give gift. Gift is love language. I give gift. I share. But he's like, it's either terrible or it's amazing, and that's why you're sharing. And I'm like, no, it could be mid, and I would share with you.
I have trust issues.
He usually, by the way you can kind of predict which one it's going to be is if it's something he's never had, he gives you the horror expression. If it's something that he thinks he will probably like, it's the other one. But like, without fail, I could be giving him a candy, and if it's a candy he's never had, he will look at me like it is the most disgusting thing on the planet. And it's just so funny.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
What the fuck? It's like, this ain't like a fucking turd. It's a piece of chocolate. Like, just enjoy it. And he's like, no.
No.
And he'll bite into it with like such hesitation too.
You know that the way they show cartoon horses biting into carrots when they're very suspicious of the carrot? Like when the horse is very suspicious of the food that's been placed in front of them, and they like their teeth go out the way to kind of just nibble at the tip. That's me whenever I'm handling something I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Offer you some mid pasta, and you just hiss in pure horror. Like, that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, you want to try a little bit of this sour candy? And you're like,
yeah.
Like, I think I got you candy the other day, and you've yet to try it.
It's still wrapped. I have not touched it. I am afraid.
It's good. It's just that I forgot that I am not a fan of the combination of the flavors.
Okay.
Like, I'm a little chili powder averse at the best of times.
I'm just afraid because it's a sweet, but it's also spicy.
Yeah, it's the candy we're talking about, by the way, is Lucas. It's kind of candy that's like really common the closer you get to Mexico. But it's like if you've ever had one of those baby bottle pop things, it's like that, but instead of sugar, you dip it in chili powder and salt. And it's good, but it's just not my flavor palette. Does that make sense? Like, I know that it's good, and it tastes like it is good, but it's just not a flavor that I care for.
I see.
It's kind of like if I go and eat chili or something, I can tell that it's good. I can tell that it tastes good, but it's just not for me.
I see.
Was you speaking your line?
Yeah. I was looking down at what could only be described as a pile of human debris. I had done this, but that fact did not register with me. I felt nothing at all. Not regret, not anger, not sorrow or despair.
Put it on the fire. He said he traded in spices. That should give him a very unique flavor.
How am I supposed to work with this? I was quite simply puzzled. No one had ever made such a request of me in my hundreds of years at the mansion.
In fairness, you've only had 2 people tell you what to do in your entire 100 years at the mansion.
That's all I was. Puzzled. But he interpreted it as hesitation or fear, so he grabbed me by the shoulder, knocked me to the floor, and skewered me with that curious blade of his. For the first few moments, he wore that deranged grin of his, but as the seconds passed, it slowly transformed into shock. Not a drop of blood spilled from my breast, and the instant he realised it, I saw revulsion in his eyes. Him, of all people. A man who cackled as he slaughtered others was disgusted by a mere maid. It was absurd. So much so I almost wanted to cry.
You.
Is that all, master? Are you not going to dismember me? You could try stabbing my face, or my neck, or my stomach, or any other part of me. Maybe then I might die. Oh no, don't look at me like I'm some exotic creature.
Stop that. Quit laughing.
Why should I? My only distinctive feature is my smile. I have nothing else. My hands are covered in blood, but I can still smile. It's ridiculous.
I get it now. You're the witch, aren't you? I see. Only monsters have ever had a place here. Every so often I hear a woman's voice in my head. That's you, isn't it? You're the witch.
Monster, witch, maid. What am I? Who is Giselle? Michael said she was spirited, true to herself, that she often laughed and cried and shouted.
Bluey, oh,
No boobies for you.
no boobies for me. The maid is really pretty, okay? Oh, cramp. I was trying to figure out what you were signing at me.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
He will be with you guys momentarily. He has sprained his butt cheek.
It's the back of my knee all the way up my thigh.
It looked like you sprained your butt cheek, okay?
I have not sprained my butt cheek.
Not yet, anyway. There's still time.
Oh. Ow. That fucking hurt. I was trying so hard to be quiet. Oh. Ow.
Maid.
In a fucking minute. I am suffering right now.
It'll distract you. Spirit, no!
No.
No!
No.
Maybe if you get some pets, he'll feel better. Maybe.
But I don't know anyone like that. I'm just a maid, nothing more than a servant. The woman's voice he had said he had heard was probably the real witch's, but I had no interest in that. I almost would have preferred not having to think about anything at all. Nothing would cause me to waver if my head was empty. A world without joy or sorrow sounds quite wonderful, but nothing ever went the way I planned. For the white-haired girl whom I thought I would never see again appeared before me once more. I was quite nearly in a panic. Beneath my perfectly practiced smile was a veritable storm of emotions. Faint hope flared up within my shell. Perhaps this time, Michael would remember me. Pat pat. Pat pat.
Pat, pat, pat.
But that hope was unsurprisingly in vain. Is someone there? Yes, I came by to ask if there was anything you needed. I cannot offer you anything extravagant, not like before, but I am here to provide you with anything in my capacity. I appreciate the offer, but I need nothing. Being allowed to stay the night is more than enough. Do you work here in the mansion? Yes, indeed I do. I have been here for a very, very long time. A very long time? You might think this an odd question, but have we met before? Something about you seems familiar. And I get the feeling I have been in this mansion before. Yes, we have met. It was quite some time ago, though. When was it? It was an unimaginably long time ago. Do you remember a boy and a girl with flaxen hair? Flaxen hair. I apologize. My memory fails me. Do you not remember me either? I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember anything this time either. But I will not be so pushy this time. I could not bear to be so blatantly rejected again. I see. You should probably not push yourself to remember then. There were joyous times and there were less than joyous times. But would you be so kind as to answer one question? What might your name be? My name? My name is Michelle. White hair, red eyes, and the name Michael. Why must you continue to bring me pain? Why can you not set me free as you were supposed to? I see. So you are Michael again. Again? You should get some rest. I will make tea for you in the morning. Also, go on, close your eyes. The white-haired girl lay so quietly in her bed I could not tell whether she was asleep or awake. Even the sound of her breathing was too faint to hear. Standing over her, looking down at her, the locked-away despair and wails of lamentation I thought myself no longer capable of came bubbling back to the surface. But can you honestly blame me? I had been waiting for Michael for so long. She was the one thing holding me up. She was the only thing keeping my broken self from falling apart completely. Yet she claimed not to remember me. Did you pity her, having to go through tragedy after tragedy? But every time she showed up, she said she did not know me, bringing me more and more grief. I had been waiting for hundreds of years, waiting for her for so long, my mind slipping away with every passing day, waiting and waiting and... my apologies. I have to be careful or I'll slip back to what I was then. If you weren't here holding my hand now, Tell me, you are Michael, aren't you?
Yes.
That's a relief to hear.
You don't actually hear him say it, so fuck it, yes.
Yes, thank you. I'm alright. Do you think I'm as muddled as I feel? Let us return to the tale then. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know how much it hurts for someone you've waited so long for to say they don't know you. You have no idea how much it crushes me. Rather than feel like this anymore, maybe I should just end it all with my own hands. I reached my hands out toward her slender neck. I was not an especially strong woman, but I thought even I would be able to suffocate her with relative ease. She was blind after all, so she wouldn't be able to run.
Giselle.
However, that was one thing I could not bring myself to do. I can't do it. I ran and I ran and I ran, though I knew I had nowhere to run, plunging myself into the mansion's darkness. I did not want to be there any longer. I did not want to have anything to do with her. But being an inhuman inhabitant of the house, I could not close my eyes or plug my ears to what happened within its walls, as much as I may have wanted to. It didn't matter where I was. I had no say in the matter. I was forced to observe the events under their tragic conclusion. Twisted, bloody madness. Their wretched wails creating a whirlwind of misery. When it was all over, Morgana cackled like a little girl. Go on, you have a laugh too, my dear. There's nothing in the world better than this. He was a beast through and through, and what a fool he was to think he could become human. Oh, I love it. He destroyed everything he had with his own hands, and then couldn't even manage to home for it. Quite the unfortunate fate, wouldn't you say? Go on, laugh with me. Laugh with me, my darling devoted Giselle. Michael is dead too, though. You're worried about that tiny little detail. She'll show up again, of course. So you don't need to worry about a thing. You don't need to feel bad about any of this carnage. Rest easy, my darling devoted Giselle. If you say so, then I shall not be concerned. Yes, that's good. Laugh, laugh, my dear.
And for those of you who weren't around for the beginning of the game, this will be door 3.
Door 3.
3.
I apologize for making you listen to my dreadful stories for so long. You must be quite weary of them by now. But worry not, for this is the final one. And despite being the end, it is neither dramatic nor exciting. It was a single phrase, the most insignificant of things, that caused me to completely lose myself and forget I had, long ago, been the woman called Giselle. There was no malice in it. It was but a simple greeting. Do you remember how the first time she arrived, Michael said I had a peculiar presence about me? She felt something there between us, and the second time she said something about me seemed familiar. She did not remember why, but her soul recognized the bonds we shared. So I assumed that the next time she showed up, she would feel something even stronger, or perhaps even have her memories. Despite having been let down again and again, I still held on to the faintest glimmer of hope. But when she appeared, she was someone else's wife. Hey, head maid, get out of here. I'm right here, sir. Is something the matter? I figured I should get to know her as soon as possible, since you'll be spending a lot of time looking after her. Hey, get out of here. Christ, there's not a goddamn confident bone in your body, is there? I'm sorry, I'll be right out. The first thing she said when she saw me was, "It's a pleasure to meet you." It's a pleasure to meet you. What had I spent all that time waiting for? It was all for naught. It was all meaningless. In this era, she felt nothing at all for me. In retrospect, it makes enough sense. But for me at the time, that was the end. Morgana, cast me into darkness. Make me a formless being like you. I don't want to be here another second. I don't want to look at her ever again. Morgana, please listen to me. I'm begging you. Bucket is free.
Freedom!
A free bucket. Freedom! The cookies are done. Now, what's the matter, my dear? It's not like you to throw a tantrum. I can't take it anymore. I can't do this. Michael again. Oh, you poor thing. Betrayed 3
Okay, you may resume.
I may resume.
You may resume.
The Scotland Forever kicked me into an ad break. Morgana, you pitiful girl. Don't groan like you're having a bad dream, my dear. I'm here for you. Please, Morgana, erase me from existence. If you go away, then I'll be all alone, and that would be absolutely dreadful. But I... Tell me, what torments you so, my dear? What? Michael, whom I've been waiting on for so long, doesn't... Oh, you poor thing. You've spent so long riding the currents of time that you've lost sight of yourself. What? You've convinced yourself that someone else's story is your own. Someone else's? Yes, indeed. It was such a beautifully tragic tale you fell in love with it. It resonated so deeply with you that you felt their pain as if it were your own. What are you talking about? I wanted to tell you, my dear, but you were so convinced it actually happened to you that I couldn't bring myself to take it away. Then, what about Michael? She is not the one you're waiting for, and you are not hers either. Then, what about Giselle? That is not your name. Then, who am I? Who are you? That's a very silly question. You are this mansion's cursed witch. I'm the witch? That you are. You are both the maid and the witch. But how? Do you truly believe that someone who has eternal life, who doesn't bleed when they're cut, and who can smile no matter what happens to her, isn't a witch? How much of this Giselle's memories do you actually possess, my dear? How clearly can you remember her life? You can't, can you? You don't know what kind of story Giselle and Michael wove. And you wouldn't because you were merely an onlooker. much like you are now for this present tale. And by contrast, how much of the witch's story do you know? You should know it very well. Yes, but that's because you... No, my telling it to you is not the reason. The details are rooted deep within your memory. Then I'm... That's right. You are the cursed witch Morgana. But you... I am you. You split into two because you refused to accept who you were. Think about it. Have I ever shown myself to you?
Remember this because it'll be important later.
Have I ever shown myself to you? Have I ever shown myself to anybody? That's why I am the witch that you are. I see. It all makes sense now. Everything has fallen into place. There's one thing I still don't understand though. The story I was so enamoured with, Giselle's and Michael's story. What kind of story was it? I would be glad to tell you. You look like you're ready to know the truth. I believed every word she said. All my worries melted away like they were nothing. The sight of the white-haired girl no longer kicked up waves in my heart. In fact, I found myself wishing for her to find happiness. I was an observer, watching and hoping for the best. The tragedy that befell her did sadden me, but I felt bad for her like I would a character in a story.
Witty music.
I brought you your medicine, Master. Thank you, just set it down over there. Yes? What are you staring at? My apologies. I was simply musing about how much time has passed. I can hardly believe it's been 40 years since you were a bright young businessman. And you haven't aged a day. Why, thank you. I am a witch after all. Well, I don't much care what you are. You could be the Grim Reaper for all I care. You still work harder than anyone else. May I ask you a question, Master? What is it? Why have you not returned to your homeland? I thought it was a place quite dear to you. I can't wait for her back there. Do you still believe she will return? To a degree, I understand how difficult it can be to wait. Though for me, waiting now brings more joy than pain. With your lifespan, Master, it will be the pain that wins out. Perhaps you should consider letting go. Tell me, was her name really Michelle? Why, yes, it most certainly was. But why would you ask such a thing? Have you forgotten your own wife's name? You have waited so long that it would seem, like me, some part of you has begun to break down. You poor, poor man. You know, you look a whole lot more pitiful than me. Oh my.
Oh, there you are.
What has you in such a flurry, my dear? You're a noble servant. You must maintain your composure at all times.
But the master, he
What about him?
was found deceased in his chambers. The doctor just came out. He said it was his ailment. And it would seem the master knew his time was short, for he left a will, asking not to be given a funeral.
I see.
I feel kind of bad for him, though. Not only did he not have anyone at his side for his final moments, he didn't want to be sent off at all. Isn't that just sad?
It is for the best. There's not a single soul in this world left who could send him off. With your era drawn to an end, this mansion will soon return to existing nowhere in this world. I wonder what the next one will look like. I wonder if misfortune will befall her once more. That would be quite regrettable. Perhaps if I could convince her of her tragic fate, she would be willing to disappear from this realm with me. And if she wishes to fight that fate, perhaps she will become my next master. Calling her master seems inappropriate, but I cannot think of a word that fits better. I eagerly await the next era.
This is where we're stopping. So that is that door done. So when we come back, we're gonna be on salvage. We're gonna be on something called the salvage. Door 7. You thought there was a door 7? Ha ha ha. We're gonna be doing the salvage part 1.
Oh.
So
I am glad we have soup ready because my throat needs it.
yeah, that was part of why I suggested having soup tonight instead of having one of the pre-made meals, because I'm like, you're gonna need something with some moisture.
Yeah.
With all of the talking you're going to have to do.
Yeah. Don't mind me just talking for 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Today was pretty much entirely you. I had a couple of lines here or there, but it was basically just you.
Basically.
So, it was excellent to have everybody with us today. We are happy to be back from our break.
Yes, we missed you guys.
We missed you guys so much. Like, we actually considered coming back early to do some streams, but I'm like, no, we never get a full vacation like this. Away from work and away from everything, and like we had to take in the car for a repair, but aside from that we didn't have anything that we really had to get done, and like we're gonna sit and enjoy this.
Yes.
So I see that V is dropping all of the important stuff.
Sun is on it like usual.
Yes, Sun is on it. So if you want to follow any of our social media, we've got our Throne, our BlueSky, Discord, all that fun stuff in the chat. So you just click the links, takes you there. Simple. There is adult content on specifically our Throne page, and if you ever find my specific BlueSky, I make sussy comments there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. It's fine. So just, you should be 18 plus if you're here anyway. So, you can look at that stuff if you want. For the rest of the week, our schedule is we are finishing Resident Evil 5 tomorrow. Provided all goes well with the boss fight.
Yeah.
Because we have got one chapter left. Technically, like, a tiny bit of one, I think, and then, like, the rest of the other. But would you like to talk about that chapter? Because I know you were very excited about it.
Do I want to spoil?
It'll be up to you. It'll be spoiled in the title either way.
The title is called Chris Redfield versus the Boulder. So we will finally get to see why I have been calling it Chris Redfield's boulder punching extravaganza.
Extravaganza!
I'm excited. I cannot wait.
And then for Friday, we've got the first part of Chapter 2 of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Now, the chapters get progressively longer after the first one, so we are undecided if we're going to be dividing it in 2 or 3 parts, just depending. So, it will either be Daily Life and then Deadly Life, or it'll be Daily Life, Deadly Life, and then the Trial. We're going to have a look at that sometime in the next couple of days and figure that out, see which way we're going to divide it up, and have a better answer for you. Saturday is Party Hard 2.
Party Hard 2?
Party Hard 2. So you get to watch Spirit go kill some bitches.
Yeah.
Because they won't leave him alone. He wants to have a party, and or they want to have a party.
They want to have a party. I want to sleep.
He wants to sleep.
Making all this fucking noise. I just want sleep.
And some drug ruined his life. He'll get to find out about that on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for next Tuesday, we get to see the last bit of From the Ground Up. He'll be working on the loading screen, and that's all he has left.
Yes.
So
it's a loading screen.
It's a loading screen, and then he can start doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
So, yes, that is that. If you want to see us in between our streams, feel free to, either follow us on BlueSky and look at our posts, or join us in the Discord. I'm totally fine with people who want to randomly game with me on stuff I play, particularly like Genshin or Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. You're totally fine to send me friend requests. All my information is in the Discord server. But I've started getting friend requests lately where the person has not been following my one rule. And that is, if you're going to friend request me, please send me a DM or something and tell me who you are. Just be like, hi, I've sent you a friend request. My username is boop, and I want to play boop game with you. And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Because I like to know whose friend requests I'm accepting, especially since lots of platforms have a limit on how many friends you can have. I want to make sure it's somebody who actively wants to play with me, and not somebody who's like just sending out random friend requests because they're trying to like sell me artwork or something.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna friend request me, that's great. Just send me a DM and just say, hey, I want to friend you on this thing, and it's because I want to play games with you, and I will probably accept. So
Yes.
probably. I think there's only one game that I've got where my friend code thing is still available for you guys to see, but I've actually maxed the friends out, and that's on a very specific hentai game.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Do we have anyone to raid today?
Do
we? We've got Lady Chaos VTuber with Helldivers 2. Hopefully this is accurate. I know that OBS and what I can read and stuff has been a little bit behind lately, so hopefully she will still be there. But we're going to go ahead and raid Lady Chaos VTuber with Helldivers 2.
Yes.
Keep it creepy.
Keep it weird.
And most importantly,
Stay
stay queer.
queer.
Bye.
Bye.